Hi, I'm Audra Carter. I'm the host of Bridging the Gap radio and TV show, whose mission is to bridge multicultural gaps through honest, authentic dialogue with our community. Bridging the Gap aims to inspire and empower unity in our community. Welcome to Bridging the Gap, and today my host is Miss Melinda Crawford. She is the Airport Director of the Pensacola Gulf Coast Regional Airport. Welcome.
Thank you.
How are you?
I'm very well, thank you.
Now, I understand woman power. You have just been appointed to this position like the last year and a half. Tell us a little bit about that.
I was appointed the interim director last May, and I accepted the position as the airport director December 30th.
A lot of changes, huh?
It has been.
And you guys have done a lot of changes out there, and you have a lot of new programs. And so what's new at the airport?
We're currently in the middle of, we're finishing up an $81 million project. Includes about a $20 million rental car project and parking lot project, and about a $51 million terminal renovation project.
Wow.
And we're hoping that we'll be completely finished by about January, February of next year. It's a very exciting project, a lot of focus on customer service. We looked at things that we could do to improve the experience for the traveling public. And we focused on the process you used to have to go to put your luggage, check your luggage in. After 9/11, the Transportation Security Administration came in. You used to have to go check your luggage at the counter, walk it across the ticketing lobby to be screened by the TSA. Then it would be picked up by the airlines and brought back across the ticketing lobby, and you were then released from your luggage, basically. But system, which allows you to go up once again to the ticket counter, put your luggage on the ticket counter at the ticket counter. It goes behind the scenes and screened in about 3.5 minutes, and you no longer have to carry it across the ticketing lobby, or the airlines don't have to carry it back. A lot less congestion, a lot easier for the passenger.
Yeah, it used to be, and it probably still is, that we needed to get to the airport 2 hours, sometimes 3 in advance.
Basically, it's about 2 hours. You need to check if you're going international, it's a little bit longer. There's still a screening process. It's not as long now because of the luggage. Also, one of the things that we've just done, we've opened up a new passenger screening area. We had about a 1,500 square foot area that the passengers were screened by TSA, and their carry-on luggage was screened. We've opened up the new area. It's about 8,000 square feet. We really can't improve the process because that's out of our control, but we can improve the environment in which it goes on. So we give you a lot more room, a lot less congestion, and so it makes it easier for the passengers to go through that screening process.
Yeah, and you have a new theme. You said that Pensacola Regional Airport is your airport. Can you talk a little bit about that?
It's not only, you know, we're always been fly easy, fly Pensacola, but we're looking at a customer service focus that makes the customers that come to our airport realize that we value them, that we know that nowadays with the internet, they have a decision that they can go to airports along the Gulf Coast and they choose us. And when they do, we want them to know how much we appreciate it. So we're focusing on it's their airport. It's not the city's airport, it's our airport. It's a regional airport. And we're trying to make sure that their experience is good when they're there.
You know, we were talking a little bit before we started the show, and I was telling you about back in the day when we wanted those good rates.
Yes.
We were very scared that if we didn't do it 45 days or 6 months ahead, you'd end up paying a lot of money for a ticket. But you were telling me about the airport's website and how simple it is, and will you tell us a little bit about that?
Well, we have flypensacola.com website, and part of it is there is a booking engine on that page, and there's also a fare analyzer. So basically, we still wouldn't encourage you to wait to the last minute because once the seat's gone, it's gone. and the airlines do have different prices for different seats. So basically you can go onto our webpage, you can put in your destination, it will tell you the lowest fare for your trip. What I would encourage you, if you have some kind of leeway as far as when you're traveling and when you're coming back, to look at various dates, because some days are cheaper to fly out and some days. So if you've got a few days, check a couple of days ahead and a couple of days afterwards, and you can get a real good idea of the most reasonable fare to fly out of Pensacola.
Yeah, we just went to Phoenix, Arizona, and I think I found it out that it made a big difference in price, somewhere between $50 and $100 or more, just coming back the day after we wanted to come back. And it used to be really hard to try and figure that out, especially if you're not computer savvy. So it's really nice that the airport has that amenity.
And one of the good things about our booking engine is you don't have to register. You can use it up to 5 times and figure out if you like to do it before you register. And one of the things that allows you when you register is it gives us an opportunity that we can email you things later on if we need to. But it's a good program. You know, used to the days where you would use a travel agent.
Yeah.
And those days are over with. Used to be the days that you didn't even think about looking at another airport. You would fly out of your airport because that was all that, you know, basically before deregulation, everybody had the same fares. Now different airports have different services, and with that, there's different fares. You know, we have a low-cost carrier. And because we have a low-cost carrier, it sort of lowers fares all along the Gulf Coast.
Kind of expound on it a little bit, because, you know, a lot of people used to say, gosh, I don't want to leave from Pensacola Airport because it's just so expensive. That's not true anymore.
It's not true. You know, in fact, one of our neighboring cities, they ran a TV program about the fares, and they checked 3 cities, Las Vegas, Miami, and New York, and they compared us with different airports along the Gulf Coast, including the new airport over in Panama City. And even with the new airport's entrance of Southwest Airlines, Pensacola was still the cheapest on all 3 destinations.
You know, for most people here, that is an amazing thing, because today there's so many more choices, and we want you to use our airport.
We do. You know, there was an article in the New York Times this weekend from cheapfares.com, and it said that we were the 27th, I don't want to say cheap, but most reasonable places to fly out of. And that's remarkable, because no other airport our size or in our region was in that, that top 100. So that's a very good thing to say about Pensacola. Not only does Pensacola have more service than any of our neighboring airports, we also have the most reasonable fares usually.
So now, if someone wanted to go to the airport, you want to give them the website?
Yeah, flypensacola.com.
Flypensacola. That's easy.
It is.
Flypensacola.com. All you have to do is go to our website, try our own airport. I think it's so wonderful that you're reaching out and making us more familiar with the airport, and I'm sure you'll be back again on Bridging the Gap. But you're doing some other really wonderful things in the community. You're going to have a workshop.
We are. We're going to have a disadvantaged business enterprise workshop, and that sounds pretty detailed, but what that is because the airport gets federal funding. You know, one thing unique about your airport is that we get no local tax dollars to operate. We operate from every penny that we use to operate is earned at the airport, either from user fees or from the fees we charge our tenants. So we do get federal assistance for projects. Within the last, between 2001 and 2008, we did $45 million worth of runway reconstruction.
Wow.
So we got federally funded on that. And when you get federally funded, there's some guidelines that go along with it. And they ask that you recruit or use disadvantaged business enterprises. And basically those are women-owned or minority-owned or socially economic. And once you go through a certification process and become certified, you're able to bid on projects out at the airport, federally funded projects, and it helps not only our community, because those that normally wouldn't be offered the opportunity to work at large projects, are given that opportunity, but it also allows different people to work at the airport and learn more about us. The more you learn about your airport, the more you appreciate what a true gem you have in your community. There's no other airport around like ours. We're a city-owned airport, but we supply the air service for the whole region. And when a business comes out and works there, they get more knowledgeable about the airport, and they're able to share it with their other clients, and they're able to share it. They're also able to bring that money back to our community and use it within for an economic impact for our community.
Well, you know, this is Bridging the Gap, and we do talk about tough conversations. One of the things about Pensacola, many years, people have been saying is really not my airport. So when you guys are reaching out in the way that you are, and actually being on this show saying, look, we not only want you to come and do business with us, but we want to give you business as well. So for those of you out there, Melinda's going to tell you a little bit about the DBE program. It is federally funded. However, it is your commitment. I mean, you made that commitment that you're not just going to tell people to get DBE certified. You're actually going to help people. Tell people about how that.
One of the things that we found out was that when we started looking at, we have to submit goals to the FAA. When we have a project, we submit those goals to the FAA Civil Rights Division in Atlanta. And when we submit those goals, we realize that goals are based on the number of DBEs as a ratio to the number of total businesses in a particular element of profession, such as plumbing. You would look at the number of disadvantaged business enterprises that are plumbers certified, as opposed to the whole realm of plumbers in this region. We would get a ratio, and we would be able to apply it and create a goal. It's very complex. It's really complex calculation. But one of the things that we realized is there's not a lot of DBEs in this area, so our goals were very, very low, and that's not acceptable. There's disadvantaged businesses in this area. They just have to be certified. And one of the things we've realized is our contractors would go out and look for DBEs, and when they weren't there, it was too late for people to become certified because it is a pretty lengthy process. We're able to use the Florida Department of Transportation to assist with construction-related certification. So you would go onto the website with the Florida Department of Transportation and start the process, and it requires, you yourself know, it requires a lengthy certification process, which includes actually somebody coming to your business to verify that you are a DBE. So what we were seeing is that we were always behind the curve, and we weren't getting the participation that we know that we're capable of. So we've decided to do an outreach. We want people that think that they could qualify or are interested in it, that they can come and they can visit our workshop, which we're holding on the 29th. I believe it's the 29th.
It's the 29th of July. It's going to be at 6 p.m. and you're going to get to see the remodeled, beautiful, awesome wing of the airport. And there's going to be flashing the DBE workshop information, and also some pictures about the different projects that you guys are doing. And this is for business people. And in just a little while, when we go to break and come back, we're going to kind of talk about the process and what you have to go through and how long it takes. Because like you said, one of the most difficult things is going through that process, and it's not an easy one. But we're going to be there to help you, so we'll be right back in just a little bit, and we'll tell you about that.
As your airport, the Pensacola Gulf Coast Regional Airport is helping to open the door to business opportunities. To learn all the advantages of becoming a Certified Disadvantaged Business Enterprise, or DBE, join us at our DBE workshop on Thursday, July 29th, 6 p.m. in the airport's large conference room. You'll find out all the facts about DBE eligibility, objectives, requirements, and the benefits of becoming a certified DBE. For more information, call 437-3301.
Welcome back. I'm here with Miss Melinda Crawford. She is the airport director of the Pensacola Gulf Coast Regional Airport. We're talking about DBE certification. Why do we have that, and why is the airport reaching out at this time for it? She's going to do a workshop on the 29th of July at 6 p.m. and we want you to come and be a part of it. If you're any business out there interested in doing business with the workshop, the place to be on the 29th, it's at the airport, 6 p.m. There should be a number and website. You can go and download the DBE information, and we're going to kind of talk about that in the second half of the show, because a lot of people, Melinda, are afraid. They're saying, oh, why should I even be bothered with that?
And it's absolutely correct. You know, the city of Pensacola